Did you know that, according to the World Health Organization, at least 1/3 of all common cancers could be prevented by what you eat and how you move? 1/3. Let that sink in for a moment. Not by some futuristic gene therapy or an impossibly expensive drug, but by choices you make in your kitchen and your grocery store every single day. You've seen the terrifying headlines, haven't you? The one food that kills cancer. Then, just a day later, another headline screams that it's all a dangerous lie. It's confusing, it's frustrating, and honestly, it makes you feel completely powerless. But what if I told you the most dangerous lie is the idea that you are powerless? Have you ever looked at someone who seems to defy their family history of disease, staying vibrant and slim while others struggle? You've probably wondered if they just have good genes. What if their secret isn't in their DNA but on their dinner plate? What if I told you that specific, powerful, and common foods can act like nature's own smart bombs, helping your body hunt down and destroy precancerous cells, while simultaneously melting away the stubborn body fat that acts as a breeding ground for disease? Today, we are going to cut through the noise. We are pulling back the curtain on the multi-billion-dollar diet and wellness industry. With the help of foundational Nobel Prize-winning science and the work of renowned researchers who have dedicated their lives to this, we will reveal the truth. The clickbait headlines won't tell you. We're not just going to give you a list of foods. We're going to show you how these nutritional powerhouses can wage war on cancer at the most fundamental cellular level, all while kicking your metabolism into a high-performance overdrive you may not have felt in years. Stay with me, because the next few minutes could change the way you look at food forever. Welcome. If you're here, you're likely standing in the middle of a war zone of information. You're tired of the constant confusion. One day, coffee is a superfood. The next, it's a carcinogen. Eggs are healthy, then they're not. It feels like you can't win. But while the media plays this game of nutritional whiplash, real science has been steadily, quietly uncovering the profound disease-fighting power hidden within our most common and affordable groceries. Here is a fact that is not up for debate. Carrying excess body fat dramatically increases your risk for disease. It's not about vanity. It's about your health. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is clear. Being overweight or obese is linked to a higher risk of developing at least 13 different types of cancer. Think of it this way. That excess fat isn't just sitting there. It's an active hormone-producing factory creating a low-grade chronic inflammation throughout your body. The perfect, fertile soil for cancer to take root and spread. But what if you could fundamentally change that environment? What if you could, bite by bite, turn your body from a welcoming host for disease into a hostile fortress? The truth is so much more empowering than you've been led to believe. My goal here is not to hand you another restrictive, complicated rule book that you'll abandon in a week. It's to give you the keys to your own biology. By the end of this video, you will have a clear, actionable framework for eating that creates an inhospitable environment for cancer and transforms your body into a fat-burning machine. This isn't based on fads. It's based on what the world's top nutrition scientists have been proving for decades. Let's get started. The miracle cure is real. Understanding the science. Before we stock your pantry, you need to understand the why. Why is the idea of a single cancer-killing food so persistent and powerful? Because on a microscopic cellular level, it is absolutely true. Certain foods contain compounds that can directly influence the life and death of a cancer cell. Cancer, at its core, is a disease of runaway, uncontrolled cell growth. Your body has checks and balances, but cancer cells have figured out how to ignore all the stop signs. But here's the secret. Many of these rogue cells have a unique and, for them, a fatal flaw. Nearly a century ago, a brilliant scientist named Otto Warburg won a Nobel Prize for discovering that many types of cancer cells have a profoundly different metabolism from our healthy cells. they develop a ravenous, insatiable appetite for one specific fuel source: glucose, which is a simple sugar. This isn't just some fringe theory. It's the very foundation of modern diagnostic imaging. When you get a PET scan to find cancer, what do doctors do? They inject a form of radioactive sugar into your bloodstream. Why? Because they know cancer cells are sugar addicts. They will greedily gobble up that tracer, and then, under the scan, they light up like beacons, revealing their location to the doctors. We use cancer's greatest strength, its love of sugar, as its greatest weakness to find it. At the very same time, your own healthy cells are incredibly adaptable. Your body possesses an amazing built-in ability to burn fat for fuel. You have a massive reserve of it. The modern diet industry is saturated with complicated, expensive plans. But the secret isn't complication. It's about flipping a simple, natural switch in your metabolism from being a sugar burner to a fat burner. This is where the business of wellness often gets it right, even if for the wrong reasons. It preys on our deep-seated desire for a quick fix because, in many ways, the foundational fixes are simple. A nuanced, boring statement like a varied diet rich in phytonutrients is beneficial for long-term health gets lost in the noise. But a powerful, tangible truth like this specific compound in broccoli has been shown to kill cancer cells in a lab gets shared, goes viral, and captures our imagination. Why? Because it's real, it's exciting, and it gives you a feeling of direct control and agency. The magic key to better health does exist, and it's not in an expensive supplement bottle. It's hanging in the produce aisle of your local supermarket. So, now, let's move from the scientific theory to your actual shopping list. This is where the power really shifts back into your hands. For each of these, we'll reveal the food, the grain of truth that makes it so potent, and exactly how you can use it to your advantage, starting today. First up, broccoli and cruciferous vegetables. Nature's natural chemotherapy. You know, you've heard this one before, and honestly, there's a very good reason for it. It's true. Broccoli and its family of cruciferous vegetables, think cauliflower, kale, cabbage, and especially the potent broccoli sprouts, contain a powerhouse compound called sulforaphane. This compound has been shown in countless studies to actively seek out and encourage the destruction of cancer cells. In essence, eating broccoli can act as a form of natural, targeted prevention, helping your body defend itself. The science behind this isn't a myth. It's a well-documented scientific phenomenon. Sulforaphane itself doesn't just sit in the broccoli waiting for you. It's created by a chemical reaction. The vegetable holds two separate components, a precursor called glucoraphanin and an enzyme called myrosinase. They're kept in separate compartments within the plant's cells. So, when you chew, chop, or blend the broccoli, you break down those cell walls, allowing the two to mix. This combination is what creates the cancer-fighting superstar, sulforaphane. In vitro studies, which are studies performed in petri dishes, show that sulforaphane can trigger apoptosis, or programmed cell death, in cancer cells. It basically flips a self-destruct switch that is broken in cancer cells. Furthermore, animal studies have demonstrated it can significantly slow the growth of tumors. On a cellular level, it's a true natural defense mechanism that you can actually consume. So, how do you use it? To get the most bang for your buck, you need to activate the magic. The key is to chop your broccoli, or kale, or cauliflower, and then let it sit for about 40 minutes before you cook it. That waiting period gives the enzyme the time it needs to produce a powerful dose of sulforaphane. Cooking, especially boiling, can destroy the heat-sensitive enzyme. If you need to cook it, light steaming is best. And if you want a shortcut, the undisputed champion of sulforaphane is the broccoli sprout. These tiny seedlings can contain up to 100 times more sulforaphane by weight than mature broccoli. A simple, powerful action is to add a handful of fresh broccoli sprouts to your smoothie or salad every day. It's honestly one of the most potent miracle pills of nature you can possibly take. Next, let's talk about the sugar feeds cancer truth. This isn't about a single food, but about removing a single substance. This is perhaps the most powerful secret in the modern fight against diet-related disease. The claim is brutally simple and fundamentally true. Sugar is cancer's favorite food. To win the fight or to prevent it from ever starting, you must cut off the enemy's primary supply line and starve the cancer cells. The science here is pretty fascinating. As we discussed, this is built directly on the Nobel Prize-winning discovery of the Warburg effect. Many cancer cells are metabolically defective. They're addicted to glucose and are inefficient at using other fuel sources. Every single healthy cell in your body can easily adapt to using other fuel sources like fat and ketones. But these broken cancer cells often cannot. By dramatically reducing or removing added sugars and easily digestible refined carbohydrates like white bread, pasta, and pastries from your diet, you're quite literally taking away their primary fuel source. You're selectively starving them while properly nourishing your healthy cells. Furthermore, high sugar intake spikes a hormone called insulin and a related growth factor called IGF-1. These hormones act like fertilizer for all your cells, telling them to grow. And unfortunately, they tell cancer cells to grow too. By controlling your sugar intake, you lower these growth-promoting hormones. So, how do you put this into practice? The time to act is now. This is about being a detective. Read labels. Eliminate the obvious culprits. Sodas, candies, cookies, and sugary cereals. But also, hunt down the hidden sugars in salad dressings, ketchup, pasta sauces, flavored yogurts, and processed foods. The goal isn't to fear a whole piece of fruit. An apple or a bowl of berries comes packaged with fiber, water, and micronutrients. That fiber acts like a brake, slowing the absorption of the sugar into your bloodstream. A can of soda or a candy bar is a sugar grenade. It has no brakes, no fiber, and no nutritional value. It's a pure hit of fuel for potential disease. Making this one change, eliminating added sugars, is the most significant step you can take to create an internal environment that is profoundly hostile to cancer's growth. Now, let's pivot to the other side of this powerful coin: effortless fat loss. Have you ever heard that you can eat celery all day and never gain weight? The claim is that certain foods like celery and cucumbers are so incredibly low in calories and high in water and fiber that your body actually burns more energy digesting them than the food itself contains. The idea is that eating these foods actively helps you burn fat. This compelling idea hinges on a real biological process called the thermic effect of food, or TEF. Your body must expend energy, burn calories, to digest, absorb, and process everything you eat. Different macronutrients have different TF values. Protein is the highest, requiring your body to use about 20 to 30% of its calories just for digestion. Carbohydrates come next, and fat is the lowest. For foods that are almost entirely water and fiber, like celery, cucumbers, and lettuce, the energy your body expends to process them is significant compared to their tiny calorie load. While it might not be a true negative number, the net gain is so close to zero that it's a powerful tool. You're essentially eating food that costs your body energy to process, making it a fantastic strategy for creating a calorie deficit without the pain of hunger. This is a simple but incredibly effective habit. Start every main meal with a large salad filled with leafy greens, celery, and cucumbers. Or, as a snack, reach for celery sticks with a small amount of hummus instead of chips. Another powerful option is to blend celery, cucumber, and a bit of lemon into a green juice. By doing this, you fill your stomach with hydrating, high-volume, nutrient-dense food. You trigger that fat-burning TEF, and you naturally displace higher-calorie foods you might have eaten otherwise. This single habit can accelerate your weight loss journey by helping you feel full and satisfied on fewer total calories. The ketogenic, or keto diet, is often promoted as the ultimate hack for both rapid fat loss and as a potential therapeutic diet for cancer. By severely restricting carbohydrates and eating a diet high in healthy fats with moderate protein, you force your body to turn into a super-efficient, fat-burning machine. At the very same time, you are completely starving those sugar-addicted cancer cells of their only usable fuel. Keto forces your body into a natural metabolic state called ketosis. Here's a simple way to think about it. Your body has two main fuel tanks. It has a small, easy-to-access sugar tank, glycogen, and a massive long-term fat tank, which is your stored body fat. The modern diet keeps us constantly topping off that sugar tank, so we never need to tap into our fat reserves. The keto diet essentially drains the sugar tank and forces your body to learn how to access the huge fat tank. It does this by breaking down fat into molecules called ketones for fuel. This is a real measurable biohack. Your brain, heart, and muscles thrive on ketones. But as we've discussed repeatedly, those metabolically broken cancer cells, with their voracious appetite for glucose, often cannot use ketones for fuel. They are starved of their precious sugar. This is precisely why promising human clinical trials are currently exploring the use of the keto diet alongside standard cancer treatments like chemotherapy and radiation, with the hope of making those treatments more effective. A well-formulated keto diet isn't about eating bacon and cheese all day. It's about focusing on healthy, whole food fats like avocados, olive oil, nuts, and seeds, combined with adequate protein from sources like fish and eggs, and a large volume of leafy green vegetables. By nearly eliminating carbohydrates from bread, pasta, rice, potatoes, and sugar, you flip that metabolic switch into ketosis. For many, it's not just a temporary diet. It's a metabolic upgrade that fights disease and melts fat. It can be challenging to start, but the dual benefit of starving potential disease while fueling your body with its own fat stores is a powerful concept. We started this journey today to cut through the web of lies and confusion that surrounds nutrition. And the simple truth is this. The biggest lie was ever believing that you were powerless. There is no single food that will magically cure you overnight, and there is no single food that will doom you. But there are powerful, science-backed nutritional strategies and miracle foods that can fundamentally help you build a body that is resilient to disease. The relentless, frustrating search for that one magic bullet ends today, because you've finally found it. It's not in a supplement bottle or a pharmaceutical lab. It's in your grocery cart, your refrigerator, and your spice rack. The real power is in your hands now. It's in choosing the broccoli over the breadsticks. It's in adding a handful of sprouts to your daily salad. It's in finally ditching the liquid sugar that does nothing but feed disease. It's in building a diet, one simple choice at a time, that makes your body a fortress. You are now equipped with the scientific consensus. You can see past the confusing, contradictory headlines. You are in control, not by finding a single magic key, but by learning how to use the entire set of keys that science and nature have handed you. The health you have tomorrow is being built by the choices you make today. If this video helped you cut through the noise and gave you a clearer, more empowered path forward, please consider subscribing for more science-backed health secrets. Our only goal is to continue providing evidence-based content that puts the power back in your hands. And now, we want to hear from you. This is where the real change happens, in our community. Which one of these simple, powerful changes are you going to try first? Are you going to master the chop and wait method for broccoli? Are you finally ready to kick added sugar out of your life? Comment below with the food, recipe, or strategy you're most excited about. Let's start a real conversation and support each other on this journey to better health. Thank you for watching and for investing this time in yourself. The time to act is now.